opening up with a good morning stretch. How are you guys, internet land? I'm Sensei Mish. It is June 21st. I was going to say Thursday. Shoot, it's only Tuesday. My wife is not with me today, so it's going to be a very boring episode. She's actually, even though she works for the school district, she is teaching. She has a summer off, but she's doing some training for summer school that she signed up for. So anyway, that's kind of where that is going. Sorry, I'm a little bit late this morning. I was chatting with fellow martial artists out of Tennessee, I think. TJ. Anyway, he had posted something about how because he had opened his school in February, I think, February or March. So anyway, he had posted he's doesn't have a lot of students. I think he said he has like 4. And I'm good morning, Young. Good morning, Rob. How are you? Ooh, you're on season 5, episode 19, Think Tank. I hated that episode. But yes, you are catching up. I was trying to watch Flesh and Blood last night. That was a 2-part episode. One of those 2-part episodes where it was really shown as one episode. It's the one where the Horosian have taken the holodeck or holo technology and created these training facilities, and the holo characters basically what is it? They can't remember. Anyway, they rise up against them. So, and then Voyager comes to their thing. But anyway, so TJ had posted something about, having issues with students, but just he's trying to word of mouth, flyers. He's paying $300 a month to an advertising company that hasn't done anything to help. So I have not. I did point him in the direction of my business mentor, Brandon Beliso, but stop paying the $300. If it's not getting you anywhere, you need to stop. And actually, you know what? I'm just going to text that to him right now. And stop paying the $300 to the advertising company. If they haven't gotten you anywhere, then you need to pivot and go in a different direction, period. Use that $300 for something more productive, period. When you have time, let's do a video chat and maybe we can brainstorm together, period. Not that I am this super smart business guy, but the one thing that I have learned is that if something is not working, you can't go, oh, I'll just continue to spend money here and continue to spend money here and continue to spend money here. And it just not get you anywhere. So, it's not bad to try stuff out, but if it's not working, you have to just stop and go in a different direction, because there's some companies, there are some companies that, they're just, well, not some companies. There's just some things that we do as traditional martial artists who own schools, who are trying to promote our schools, just doesn't work nowadays. Brannon doesn't pay anything for online marketing. Like, he doesn't pay for ads on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. And it's just one of those that he can get away with it. He has like 900 some students between 2 schools. So he's already got money coming in. So word of mouth is easy for that. I feel like I'm kind of in this position where I could do word of mouth, but I don't have enough students to do word of mouth. So this is one of my plans, and this is basically to use my friends, or at least convince them to help me out with helping promote different concepts, especially like local friends and this open house. So I spent yesterday kind of working on flyers and graphics so I can start promoting this. And actually, you know what? I'll show you what I got on one of them so far. Let's see. Share screen window. Okay. How does that look? Okay. I'm only dealing with one screen, so it's kind of hard to. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm looking at as far as a flyer. So this is actually an 11 by 17. This is what I usually use for my flyers for or like posters. So anyway, so this would go. This is going to go on. I'll probably have a bunch of these made and then just kind of put them side by side through the windows. But then I'm also going to have this same design as something a little bit smaller, and then put them on the different cork boards around the area that I've put up other stuff at. So see if I can't get stuff. And then let's see. And then I've got, let's see, that's open. Then I've got this. This is, so I'm throughout the summer, we talked about yesterday mentioning that I was going to do Saturday self-defense classes. I was doing them once a month. Throughout the summer, at least July and August, I'm going to have them twice a month. So I've kind of put together this. This is my kind of one of my standard flyers. Not standard. I actually took this from the Mother's Day self-defense class that I taught. So just some of the stuff that I'm working on. The yellow strip in the middle, I was just kind of playing with colors. So don't know if I want to have it like that or if I want to have like the yellow over each one of them. But I don't know. I kind of like that. And then I've got, let's see, where is it? Gotta go stop screen share, and then let's share another one window. So then I have this. So I wanted to try and keep the same font. I'm not super happy with this, but it is but yeah, anyway, so this is just, I'm not super happy with this. I don't know if I want to take the picture out, maybe just keep the white, like just go white. I don't know. You know what? It might actually be the Schoolhouse Rock font. It looks really, really similar. If I can, here, let me move this over just a little bit. You can kind of, oops. So it's got this little kind of like graphics behind it. You can see. I don't know if you guys can see that, but like it's got these little things behind it. And then I actually had to go in and color this a different. So this is actually separate, a couple separate layers. So, but yeah, it does. It looks really, really similar to the whatchamacallit font. Wrong one. There we go. Yeah, I thought it was the yellow helped it pop too, and I think that I think I might at least keep that for the middle part where the dates are. but I don't know. I haven't really had a chance to sit down with with Lisa and be like, hey, what do you think? So let's see. Going back to the advertising, is as you well know, some of these companies will keep explaining why their sales techniques, marketing techniques take longer, and you should expect should keep them going, then run you through a gauntlet in order to cancel their services. Yeah. So my little thing with when it comes to marketing, when it comes to promoting an item or service, um, the basics that everyone should know is that it takes 10 to 12 points of contact before somebody actually buys that product. And some, like the early adopters, they're gonna be like, oh, I know this person, he wrote a book, I'm gonna buy the book. But then you got those people that are like, well, I don't know the person, not really know if I want to buy the book, that kind of stuff. And the book could suck or the service could suck, but it's one of those where it's like these corrugated signs that I had made. Okay. Spent like $350 on them, and I got more traction out of that. Now, no new students, but I did get people. People are like, "Oh, I see that sign everywhere." Or like, I go to Dutch, and they're like, "Oh, I think about your school all the time. I see your signs all over the place." I was like, "That's the whole point." So when somebody's like, oh, because one of their friends may be, oh, well, I want to start taking martial arts. Be like, well, there's this guy, he comes through our stand all the time, and I see his signs everywhere. Why don't you go try this martial arts school out? So it or you might get that person who actually comes in from that sign. But it's people are always thinking, if they see this imagery everywhere, it's there. So it's basic marketing, 7 to point, what 9 to 12. Sometimes people say 8 to 10, but it's somewhere in that ballpark of those different points of contact. And whether they are signs, whether they're emails, flyers, phone conversations, whatever, text messages, it's that constant in your face type of stuff. And that's kind of where the businesses go. Like when I was talking to the people at Postcard Mania, they were like, oh, well, chances are you're not going to get it, because they don't make any promises, because they spew the same stuff. And it was so funny because when they're like, oh, well, you need, because when they tried to sell me on this stuff, you need this and this and this and this and this. And knowing the statistics, I was like, okay, well, if they get a postcard, and then they see their shit in them, that same imagery when they log onto Google or Facebook, there's are multiple points of contact, and then trying to make the website match the imagery. It's all kind of it's all kind of a crapshoot. Now my thing okay, I don't know if I had mentioned this, flyers. Now we had discussed flyers on windshields. Okay. I found out, and I have not been able to confirm this, I found out it's actually illegal in Portland, across the river, Portland, Oregon. It's illegal in Portland because what happens to a lot of the flyers? You take the flyer off, you crumple it up, you throw it on the ground. Trash. And so because flyers were so, up there in, what's it called? They were so up there in a nuisance, being, a lot of them turning into trash. Portland, and I think I was told it's like a city ordinance or something like that, that it's actually illegal to put flyers on car windshields. Like, it's against the city ordinance. So when I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to investigate that because, well, Oregon and Washington like to kind of one up themselves or go, oh, we're going to do that too. Like 80 to 90% of the time, that's what happens. Again, I cannot find any rule on either side. So I don't know. So that's why I have not done that yet, because and that's, a good old school type of flyer, but yeah, it's just I don't know. So I have to think what else will work. Now, I have not driven around to there's only a couple places that I put, where they have the community cork boards that I put stuff up. So I will be doing that. I'm going to find more places I can do that at. So it's just a matter of doing through that. See, with humans, even if there are 100 people interested in checking out the school, only 3 will not create the excuse to actually stop in. Hopefully, at least will sign up. Yeah. Well, it's like with advertising, standard stuff is now. It's funny because this is what is it? It's like if you send out like say you send it's like 10%, only 10% of 10% of the population that you advertise to will actually check out what you're putting out. And just like you said, and then only one, like, so it's like 10% will actually be interested in it. And then 1% or 2% will actually buy it. So yeah, it's tough. And like with Facebook, I know I've spent money with Facebook, and I will probably but I'm going to try and do a more targeted market, just to kind of test stuff out. And honestly, when it comes to Facebook marketing, if you are, and I'm not a master at this at all, but it's all about guessing. And like Brandon Beliso was like, oh, well, once the new iOS came out from Apple, you can't, where you can't track stuff. Well, that's if you allow it to. If you don't allow it to track you, it won't track you. But if you allow the app to track you, it will track you. So am I trying to market to people who don't want to be tracked? That's the thing. Are people going to be on their phones as opposed to a laptop or an iPad? I don't know. Like me, I actually prefer the laptop desktop experience. That's for me. The phone is there for whatever, it's just, I do sometimes get lost in a TikTok, what is it, rabbit hole, but I try not to do that. But I can always call that, what is it? I'm doing research on the app. So, but anyway, it's for me, yeah, it's kind of a crapshoot. What's going to work? What's not going to work? How am I going to offer stuff? So like, now I'm offering even though online classes are kind of going away, I've had a steady student for the last couple of years in South Carolina, and yeah, it is South Carolina. And I had started, I was doing basically research, well, not research, but I was doing like a test group for teaching modular virtually. And so that's, I got a couple people interested in that. And now I was like, okay, well, it was a service that I knew one person wanted, but I wasn't sure how many more people wanted it. But if I can, a class starts with one person. That's kind of how it goes. A class can start with one person. So I start offering every Friday. I have a modular class online, and 99 bucks. What does that get me? That gets me another student. That gets a little bit more money coming into the school, and I'm providing a great service. So, yeah. Um, I started opening up Saturday classes. Once I went full time, I was like, okay, officially Saturday classes. So I've got Saturday classes now. Good morning, Thomas. And so it's just one of those things where if if somebody needs service on a Saturday, boom, I've got a class that they can go to. One of my students, he wants to start coming 3 times a week. Is my YouTube not working? I don't know. Is my YouTube not working? And so anyway, as I was saying, we let's see, what was I saying? Sorry, I played squirrel and then I forgot where I was going. Student wants to take wants to train 3 days a week. And so I was like, yeah, just start coming to Saturday classes. And, he's been there since the beginning. Like, I opened the school, he started training. He's one of my young kids. So we got, what is it? But anyway, so he's loving it, wants to start training 3 days a week. And so I said, yeah, just come on Saturdays. Well, his mom is like, well, I'm not paying for 3 days a week. Not to say that she wasn't going to pay for 3 days a week. She was just saying, I'm only paying for 2 days a week. So how much are you going to charge me for 3 days a week? And honestly, I had thought about doing that, about having, say, okay, I'm going to have a 1 day a week option, 2 day a week option, 3 day a week option. That might go more in the future, that route. But it's one of those where I was just like, no, 1 day a week, 2 day a week. If they want to train three days, if they want to come on Saturdays, knock them out. It'll give me a time to, if certain people show up, then we can work on whatever we're working on, and just, extra training. So she's like, no, but I want to pay for 3 days a week. She's like, I want to make sure that you're getting paid. That's awesome. So I was like, okay, well, how about, I was like, well, how about another, $40, which essentially I kind of thought that. So, 1 day a week is 99 My standard fee for 2 days a week is $159. I said, how about 49, 40 extra bucks. So, $199 is 3 days a week. And she's like, yeah, that'll work. I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm good with that too. So it's building here and there. And on Saturdays we have fun. So if there's something that I'm working on, or that I've got something and I was like, okay, well, I might pass it by him as a student. What do you think? Might use that as a time to work on other stuff. Like, even though he's a younger student, I could, and even regardless of who shows up, I could be like, okay, we've been doing this stuff in our regular classes. We're going to do something completely different today. I just kind of give them a different, a new experience, stuff that's outside the curriculum. I don't know. Anyway, so that's kind of where I was going with that. So it's growth, just little bits and pieces. Fortunately, I'm fortunate enough to be able to continue going at this rate and have that slow build. I would like it to be faster. I can only sustain the slow rate for so long, but I can keep on going for a little while longer. So I'm not in a dire strait now, but unfortunately, other people are, like TJ. What he posted on Facebook today was that, he feels his school's in trouble. So I don't know if TJ, if you're watching this, or if you respond back to my message, we can brainstorm together and see if we can't help each other out. Okay. Let's see what is happening in, let's see, let's remove this. So let's just go right into, I'll go with the smaller one. You don't need to see my ugly mug. So I've updated a little bit. In fact, I'm going to change some of this. So the self-defense class, I was going to do at 1, but I was thinking I could have it at noon, because essentially I have my regular class from, what is it? I have my regular class from, let's see, 10 to 10:45, 11 to 11:45, and then I could start at noon. So we'll have self-defense class on the 2nd. Whoever's going to show up. People are out of town, they're out of town. If they're not, they're not. On the 9th, we're going to have that open house. So I created a Facebook event last night. It is not published yet, but it's like, after 6 months, the weather is finally, decided to play along. So with this nice weather, we're going to have an open house and celebrate our grand opening that we didn't initially do. Then that next weekend, Bram's birthday bash. Of course, I didn't update the July. It's supposed to be July 23rd. But then on the 6th, I didn't update this as much as I thought I was going to do. So we'll have on the 2nd, the self-defense class. On July 23rd, there'll be self-defense class in the afternoon. So I'm actually going to do a training lab and then the self-defense class after that. On the 6th, I'm still going to have a crimp course. And then I'll be out of town this following weekend, the 12th through the 14th. That weekend, I'm actually going to be in San Francisco. But then that next, that next one was it the 20th? Because August 18th that's a Thursday. That's the grass tournament that we're going to have a booth at. But the 20th will be another self-defense class. So at the booth, if people ask, I can always comment about what is it? At I can always say, hey, come by this weekend. We're having a self-defense class. So Gerald's event is this weekend. Not sure if he's holding an event in September as well. Oh, I think he's got something going on. But he had posted in the HKI family group that he has that thing going on the 24th and 25th. So I don't know if he has something going on this weekend, but I knew that he had something going on the 25th. That's where with Troy Price and Lee Richards, unless of course he's changed it and rescheduled. But I don't know. He just got that associate instructor certification or acknowledgement or whatever. So I don't know. Troy and Lee are this weekend. Really? Seriously? Okay. Well, then I might have those dates wrong because I swore that it was in September. So, oh, okay. Well, then why did I have September down there? Maybe my brain was just messing with stuff. That's odd. So, all right. So, well, here's June 24th and 25th. Why did I see? Why did I have it in August? Or September. That is so weird. Okay, well, that's just me, I guess, just not paying attention. Gerald, how you doing? So I'm just promoting the wrong date for your seminars. Sorry. I totally thought it said September. Didn't you have yeah, no, I have Jim, let's see. In August, Jim Korn and Dave Korn and Hogan are going to be at what's his name's camp, or what's his name's place. I don't know. I swore it was September, so I apologize. So that's my mistake. But yeah, okay. It is what it is. So this is going to get a big update. And then at Clay's, yes. Korn and Hogan are at Clay's, same weekend as Gerald's, Bruce, and another guy who's Saint Bruce Chu, August 12th and 13th. Okay. Gerald, have you posted that? Have you posted that at all? Or maybe I saw that and I haven't put it on here. I try and put everybody's stuff up here. So yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll make sure that that's updated for tomorrow. Now, going on to sci-fi stuff. So which one? The have you posted this flyer for this one for August 12th and 13th? I don't know if I've seen that one yet. I'll try, because I want to try and put that on this flyer thingy, on this thing because I talk about this shit every day to try and update people. So so are Mondays becoming tea with Lisa and Mish show, and Fridays are, well, not necessarily. Lisa will be here when she's here. That's kind of what it is. So she might be here 5 days a week because she's watching this shit with me. Okay, so on to here. So tomorrow, the 22nd, we got Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, please do. Thank you, sir. We got Obi-Wan Kenobi Part 6. So not that I don't want to enjoy the wonderful weather out there, because it's supposed to be 80 degrees today, and it's supposed to be 90 on Saturday. It's so awesome. Summer is finally fucking here in the Pacific Northwest. It is amazing, amazing, amazing. So So anyway, so my plan was basically kind of like what I do for the last episode of these short series is to watch all of them and then watch the last part. So because it's airing tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to do it later on tonight. I might watch them all with my wife, and then watch 6, and then Thursday, Orville episode 4. I'm really not looking forward to that. In fact, I saw this really cool meme. I'll see if I can't find it. It's probably gone from wherever because every time I open up Facebook on my app, it always goes to the beginning again. But in the Strange New Worlds episode 8, looking forward to that. July 1st, Stranger Things episode 8 and 9. Finally got caught up to on Stranger Things. So like we kind of started on this topic yesterday. For me, Stranger Things, I really like it because there's some nostalgia to it. And so at some point there is yes, I did get it. Thank you. There's and the writing, for the most part, the writing isn't too bad and the stories are good. But for me, after the first season, it was just like, I don't need to watch it. Like, I don't watch a lot of TV. Like I talk about, I watch a lot of TV. I'm into Star Trek and Star Wars and some other science fiction shows that have kind of caught my eye. But, and then my wife is the one that just watches TV all the time. Love her to death. She watches a lot of TV. And so, if I'm sitting there on the couch, I'll watch with her, but I'm not one of those that I have to watch. So Stranger Things for me was just like, I'll watch it. I don't have to, like, it's not one of those where it was like it was so intriguing. I needed to watch. This season actually isn't too bad. Okay, that's fine. I'll share that here in a second. Sorry. This is why like when you go out to dinner with people or you go into a meeting, why they really just should shut your phone off. Like I should have just shut my phone off, but then I check Messenger and I get my friend's mess anyway. So, anyway, oh my gosh. But Strange Worlds, Stranger Things. It's this season actually has been pretty good. And Rob, you'll appreciate this. So I don't know, the guy who plays Steve, and I'll get rid of this. The guy who plays Steve Harrington in Stranger Things, he looked really, really familiar to me. His hair, I couldn't place it. And I looked him up on IMDb, and he has not been in a lot of things. But I'm like, no, I know this guy, or he's related to somebody that I know. So it won't do justice here on the screen, but what I want you to do, Rob, and others, you guys can play along with this too, because I finally figured it out. So, what is the actor's name? Okay. Look up Free Enterprise on IMDb and go to the cast and then bring up the actor Sean, or the character's name is Sean, but the actor's name is Patrick Van Horn. Okay. This guy, okay? His hair in the movie, doesn't he look like an older, fatter version of Steve Harrington from Stranger Things? Like, I was like, I know that, like, it was the hair and the face. Like, yeah. So it was like, it's driving me nuts because I go, oh, I've seen that person before. Oh, I've seen that person before. But like, seriously, like, they are not related. They're not cousins or brothers or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, like, just yeah, it was crazy. So, okay. Now, as he sends me, as Rob sends me something. So he sends me this. You went full Orville, man. Never go full Orville. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't, and there's, or did I save it? I should just save, there should be a section of this podcast that should just be memes that I saved. I did not save it. However, let's see, was it the 12th? I don't know. Somebody had posted a this is kind of an obituary for DeForest Kelley, but I almost was thinking that, like, did he die on this day in Meme Mondays? Ooh, there you go, Meme Mondays. I think he died on June 21st, 1999. I think that's when D died. Oh, and then I came across this. This is a wedding photo, or apparently it's a wedding photo. Don't know, confirmed or not, but Gene Roddenberry and Majel Barrett. He goes, they were married in a Shinto ceremony in August of 1969. Like, check that out. Isn't that just a wicked wedding picture? That's just so cool. Nowadays they'd be like, oh, cultural appropriation. He's a bigot and racist. I tell you. Kids these days. All right. Let's see. All right. So now let's get into some Star Trek. So we'll go, we're going to go a month because we're not in August. We are in June. So, or we're still in June. Now, I was just trying to finish up Flesh and Blood. That was one of Sunday's episodes. So I have not watched Shattered or Lineage, or even today, Repentance and Prophecy. So I'm going to try and get more caught up because tomorrow is another 3-episode day. So this is one of those things. But maybe we'll talk more Star Trek or Star Trek Voyager later. I will, let's see, Inside. Let's see, because we didn't really talk anything. Did I say Inside Man and Body and Soul? Why are those episodes just not connecting with me? Probably because I have a ton in my brain. Oh, it's June 11th. Okay. Maybe the guy who posted that thing, the obituary, was because I seem to remember him saying, I know I'm a little bit behind, but I wanted to share this. So maybe that's probably why. Yeah, I've got too much going on in my head to to talk any Voyager except Nightingale. That was a Harry Kim episode. That was, yeah, it wasn't a very good episode. I was just like, it was one of those where it was kind of hard to get through. And then I think I fell asleep towards the end. And then when I was like, okay, I'll go watch like the last 5 minutes, because I think it was just 5 minutes to the end, maybe 8 at tops. It was, yeah, I really didn't need to watch the ending. Like, it's not Captain Kim, at least not yet. Dude, you're going to be an ensign forever. However, I liked in one of the episodes of the season, they end up getting what is it? Paris is re-promoted to lieutenant, junior grade specifically. And even Harry in the background is like, well, I didn't see you little Buck sitting on my chair when I came to the bridge. I was like, that's so, because they dog on it. They bring it up all the time. Like even in Nightingale, they talk about, oh, you're bucking for a promotion. Yeah, he's been on the ship for 6 years. He deserves a promotion. Yeah. Several of the later seasons, Harry Kim episodes were rough. Harry gets an STD. Harry gets brain wiped. Harry gets screwed for promotion. Yeah. Now, in one of the things, I think it was the episode where he got the STD, he actually had a formal reprimand put in his permanent file. So technically, they can actually use that as a, well, you didn't get promoted. And if it's one of those where they're only, like, they only have so many positions, like only so many people can be sergeant or lieutenant or whatever, that, and it's just not, oh, we're just going to promote you because you deserve the promotion. You've been at it, long enough, and you've qualified. But if there's actually positions where it's like, nope, you have to, where there's only so many lieutenants and there's only so many lieutenant commanders, that he could be like, dude, Lieutenant Johnson died last week in last week's episode. I could take his spot. Give me a promotion. Perfect officer until the STD episode where he does get his reprimand. But Janeway flat out says if it was Paris, it wouldn't have been a big deal. Yeah. Yeah. It's now here's the thing. Okay. Let's look at that from today's perspective. She says if it had been Paris, I think she said she wouldn't have been surprised and it wouldn't have been a big deal, because and maybe she was saying that because it wouldn't have been a surprise, but Harry, he's the perfect officer. But if we look at it from this time period, would it not have been a big deal because of white privilege and because he's Asian? I think he's Chinese. I don't actually know. So I'm not going to guess on his nationality because I have been wrong before. However, I think you could look at it from going the whole racial side from that. But that was not, but I don't think that wouldn't have been a surprise and it would have been a big deal is correct. She is more surprised it was Kim and she was disappointed. Yeah. I'm just trying to look at it from the more woke side and how it can be more politicized as a racial issue. Yeah, I went there. Okay. But Nightingale, not the greatest episode. Let's see. All right. Flesh and Blood so far hasn't been that bad. I'll get on there. we'll talk we'll talk more Voyager. I'll actually have the episodes a little bit lined out better. So all right. Well, today it's oh my gosh. Looking outside, it is blue sky on both sides. In fact, I could potentially now looking down at this is oops, wrong app. This is the temperature that it's supposed to be for the next few days. Okay. So, and mind you, we don't usually see these temperatures, but we've got 79 today, 74 Wednesday, 74, 83 on Friday. And that's what we're looking at this weekend. 90, 94, 92, 83. So I'm loving this. In fact, I'm hoping it will be warm enough that I can actually sit outside and do this outside. So you don't have to look at my ugly yellow walls and all that kind of stuff. They were nice when I'm tired of this color. Okay, so that officially is the end of my tea. And topic wise, we could probably talk about anything for a super long time, but that is that's all I got for today. So tune in tomorrow, and I'll try and find some memes. So tomorrow, again, Friday is going to be our big sci-fi episode. But if you have a chance, watch Obi-Wan when it comes out, whether tonight, whenever it drops, or tomorrow. Okay. So until then, I will see you all later. Cause I'm just starting to talk in circles now. Like, share, subscribe, all that kind of cool stuff. And in fact, I need to remember about telling you guys to share this at the beginning of the podcast. So we can get more people watching it. There you go. All right. Loves to all, and I will see you later. Live long and prosper.